Have you guys seen the Lil Nas X controversy around the new single and music video, J. Christ? Honestly, it's aggravating. It's horrible. I hate it.
Once upon a time in the world of music, a young man named Lil Nas X burst onto the scene like a lightning bolt. With nothing but a cowboy hat, a laptop, and a beat he bought for $30, he created a song that would go on to make history. That song was Old Town Road. Nobody expected it. Not the music industry, not the fans, and definitely not Lil Nas X himself, but it caught on like wildfire.
He recently came out with a video where he's like, apologizing and kind of, answering a lot of the people who have been crying and moaning and whining. And it's just so obnoxious because I feel like the reaction is unwarranted. He's just making a silly music video. He's having a good time. He's not like trying to be overtly blasphemous or hate on Christianity. At worst, he's, ribbing Christians a little bit because they publicly give him a hard time.
TikTok users turned it into a trend. Memes exploded. Radios couldn't stop playing it. Kids, teens, adults, everyone knew the lyrics. It was a global moment. What made it even bigger was the controversy. Billboard removed it from the country music charts, claiming it wasn't country enough. But people saw it differently. Many thought it was about race, about gatekeeping, about what kind of artist belonged where.
Lil Nas X lied, he is not turning to God. So if y'all remember, a few days ago, Lil Nas X posted a video where he said he was returning to God after the industry tried to turn him satanic. Now, originally, many people were skeptical of this video, thinking Lil Nas was just messing with everyone, but there were still a lot of people that believed and hoped that he would actually turn to God. Well, as it turns out, he's not actually turning to God. It looks like he's doing the exact opposite of that.
The backlash gave the song even more attention. Billy Ray Cyrus jumped on the remix. Suddenly, it wasn't just a viral song, it was a statement. Lil Nas X didn't just break into the industry, he kicked the doors down. The song stayed at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for a record-breaking 19 weeks. That had never happened before. Not even songs by Drake or Beyonce had done that. Everyone thought this was just the beginning for Lil Nas X. And it was, for a while. After Old Town Road, he dropped an EP with songs like Panini and Rodeo. People liked them. They did well. He wasn't just a one-hit wonder. He came out as gay around this time too.
Apparently, a lot of people don't think that Lil Nas X is gay. I think that man is incredibly gay. I think that man is so gay that some of the things that he be wearing are so questionable, only a gay man would wear, y'all. What I think is going on with Lil Nas X right now is that he's having a sort of, identity crisis in a way, and not about but about him as a artist. He went from somebody who was making consistent hits, who was always on the radio, who was always in award shows, that was always in the room,
becoming one of the first openly gay black men in hip-hop to do so on such a large stage. He was young, bold, and fearless. He used his Twitter account like a weapon, roasting haters, making jokes, staying ahead of the curve. Fans loved his attitude. He wasn't just making music, he was changing the game.
To suddenly not being in the room, not making hits, and I don't think he knows how to deal with that yet. I also think he was having label issues, so he can't release another album. I'm not sure, but he's been releasing singles for a while now, and they haven't been getting that popular. They haven't been making that much noise, and I feel like that's really getting to him, and that's making him go, for lack of better words, not great in the head.
Then came Montero, Call Me By Your Name. The song was catchy, but it was the video that made the headlines. Lil Nas X slid down a stripper pole into hell and gave the devil a lap dance before snapping his neck. The video was packed with religious imagery. It was provocative, unapologetic, and wild. Critics called it offensive. Others called it brave. But it got people talking. That's what he wanted. The song hit #1. Once again, his shock tactics worked. But here's where the cracks began to show. After Montero, it started feeling like he was relying too much on controversy to stay relevant. He wore a pregnant belly to promote his album. He trolled conservatives. He doubled down on everything that had worked before. But this time, the excitement wasn't the same. The internet moves fast, and what was shocking one year is stale the next. People didn't hate him. They were just tired. His next big single, Industry Baby with Jack Harlow, gave him another hit. But even that wasn't enough to silence the doubts. His debut album Montero did well commercially and critically, but it didn't have that same magic. The public had started to look elsewhere. Other artists were rising. Lil Nas X was still talented, but it felt like the world was moving on. Then came J. Christ, a song where he dressed as Jesus. It was meant to be bold,
You see, he posted a video where he was cosplaying as Jesus on the cross, and then he transformed into some kind of Jesus transformer, and he did all this to promote a song he has called J Christ. And as you probably guessed, people are not happy with him for this. Basically, every single comment on his video seems to be against him, with people saying things like, it's sad what he's doing.
But instead of outrage, people rolled their eyes. It didn't go viral, it didn't trend, it just faded. That was new. For the first time in his career, Lil Nas X did something loud, and nobody really cared. The song peaked at number 69 on the charts. For someone who once ruled the Hot 100, that felt like a failure. Lil Nas X admitted he was struggling. He posted online about feeling afraid. He questioned if his new music was good enough. He shared snippets and asked fans if they liked them. The confidence that once defined him was cracking. He even revealed that he was battling Bell's palsy, a condition that affects facial muscles. In a video, he tried to smile, but half of his face wouldn't move.
And when I smile, this is me doing a full smile right now, by the way. It's like, what the fuck? Bro, I can't even laugh right, bro. What the fuck? Oh my God. So, oh my God, bro. So, yeah.
It was raw and painful to watch. He joked through it, but the pain was visible. Fans started to worry. Rumors swirled that his label had rejected his next album. They supposedly told him to start over from scratch, saving only 3 songs. Whether true or not, the silence was deafening.
That there are so many rappers and artists over the years who have portrayed themselves as Christ in some way, shape, or form, and they don't get any guff for it. Ab-Soul, Nas, Tupac on the Machiavelli cover, Kanye's, Kendrick. But were any of these people calling on God to smite Lil Nas X, crying about any of this stuff? No, of course not. It's just because he's gay, he's being a little silly with it, and they just hate the guy and they're morons.
His latest single, Light Again, barely made a dent online. The views were low. The buzz was gone. The same artist who once had pastors furious and conservatives trembling now couldn't get people to click on a YouTube link. It wasn't that he wasn't talented, it's just that his old tricks didn't work anymore. People had seen it all, and without the spectacle, the music had to speak for itself. Unfortunately, most of it didn't. Behind the scenes, Lil Nas X seemed lost. He posted about how hard it was to enjoy making music when he was afraid of failing. He wanted to have fun again. He wanted to make music without worrying about the charts. But in the business of pop, fun isn't always enough. Numbers matter. Momentum matters. And he had neither. He started relying more on trolling again, posting silly videos, pretending to be blackballed, making fun of his own career. But even that felt sadder now. It wasn't funny like before. It felt like someone trying to laugh through the pain. Even diehard fans started to ask, where's the spark? He's working on a new album called Dream Boy, but the anticipation is low. There's no hit single leading the charge, no viral clip setting the internet on fire, just silence. And for a pop star, silence can be terrifying. Lil Nas X once changed the rules. He opened doors for people who had never seen someone like them on stage. He stood tall in the face of hate. He inspired millions. But somewhere along the way, the attention turned into noise. The spotlight became a burden. The fame stopped being fun. Now, he's standing at a crossroads. Will he find a new path? A new voice? A new way to surprise the world? Or will the world just stop watching? That's the real tragedy of Lil Nas X. Not that he failed, but that he flew so high, so fast, that people expected him to keep soaring forever, and when he came back down to earth, nobody knew what to do, including him. But maybe, just maybe, that's not the end of the story. Maybe the real rise begins now. Lil Nas X's journey reminds us how quickly fame can rise and how easily it can slip away. From topping charts to facing silence, his story is both inspiring and heartbreaking. He broke barriers, sparked conversations, and made millions feel seen. But now, as the world watches quietly, he must rediscover his voice, not through shock, but through authenticity. Fall isn't always the end. Sometimes it's the start of something real. If you found this story powerful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the highs and lows of today's biggest stars.